Following the crushing defeat of the ruling party at last week's general election, President Yoon will make a live address during a cabinet meeting tomorrow to set out how his administration will undergo reform. Our presidential office correspondent Oh Soo-young has the details.
President Yoon Suk Yeol will deliver a live message on Tuesday, laying out how his administration will reform itself after the general election last week handed the opposition an unprecedented majority in parliament. Yoon's officials told the media on Monday that the president will personally convey his remarks on the outcome of the election during the weekly cabinet meeting on Tuesday, rather than hold a press conference or make a televised address to the nation. The leader released a brief statement last week through his chief of staff, vowing to reform his government's management of state affairs and to focus on improving the economy and people's livelihoods. Yoon's speech is likely to set out a more detailed course of self-reform and how his administration plans to work with an opposition-held parliament for the next 3 years, as his major policy initiatives hang in the balance. Yoon's officials have hinted the reform will start with a major overhaul of senior figures in the administration. Once the candidates have been screened, the president is set to name a new chief of staff and prime minister after they offered to resign last Thursday along with all his senior secretaries. While Yoon previously appointed former civil servants as his chief of staff, the incoming candidate is likely to be a political heavyweight who can skillfully work with an opposition-held parliament and make astute responses to major domestic issues and crises. The rumoured candidates are Transport Minister Arirang, former opposition leader and National Unity Committee Chair Kim Han-gil, lawmaker Jang Jae-won and Interior Minister Lee Sang-min. More high-ranking staff, including senior secretaries for press, society and political affairs, are expected to be replaced. But the chief of staff for policy and senior aides for economy and science may retain their positions for continuity. Appointing a new PM could take longer, as it requires parliamentary approval. The likely candidates include Kim Han-gil once again, as well as former Unification Minister Kwon Young-se and ruling party lawmaker Choo Oh-young, who are re-elected for their 5th and 6th terms respectively. To fully reform the management of state affairs, his office is considering a major cabinet reshuffle and a restructuring of the presidential office to make it more receptive to public opinion. This could involve resurrecting the position of Senior Secretary for Civil Affairs, or creating a new division to facilitate better engagement with Parliament and the public. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.